Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're going to be looking at the promo character Mike, and he has got the title Lines We Cross, which is the same as Joshua, who is in the Walker Hordes stash. As you can see with Mike, he has got the Whisperer mask on and the gloves, and if you remember Joshua, he has the Walker gloves on. So I have read some backstory on Joshua in terms of him being a Whisperer at one point, and it could be the same with Mike. I'm not 100% sure on Mike himself. So we'll check out his stats, and it is 2,272 attack, so very high attack stat, 1,514 defense, 1,622 HP. So very much leaning towards that attack stat. He is strong traded, and his role is damage, obviously with that attack stat. Now we'll look at his adrenaline rush. It's called Rending Deceit. It is a 76 AP cost rush, and it deals 2 attacks of 325% damage. So that's 650% total to one enemy. All enemies get 300 bleed for 3 turns. All teammates get camouflage for 2 turns. So obviously the 2 attacks, if it kills one on the first attack, the second one will go to another enemy, and it could potentially kill both. The all enemies get 300 bleed for 3 turns is actually pretty nice. Obviously, if you're building a bleed team, that would work with that. It's just going to be a pure, how much is that? 900 extra damage to every single enemy. That is effectively like Zachary Rush, just over 3 turns, but you can heal it up. So that's a bit more balanced compared to Zachary's Rush, for instance, with the main damage. The all teammates get camouflage for 2 turns really doesn't affect much in terms of raiding. The rest of it, everything previous was all about raiding, but this mainly will affect Walker Hordes and obviously farming. Now, the all enemies get 300 bleed for 3 turns. That will also affect Walker Hordes, and what's great about that is it's all enemies on the screen. It doesn't say like up to 5 enemies or anything like that. That'll be every single walker on the screen will get 300 bleed damage. This character is going to be really, really good for Walker Hordes, and actually pretty good just based on his rush for raids as well. He's just going to be pure damage, but he's going to be pretty good. If we look at his active skill, it's crit up and AP gain. It has an initial cooldown of 2 and a cooldown of 3 after that. It says this character and up to 2 teammates get 75 crit for 4 turns, so massive crit bonus, and obviously that will work with his rush, and this character gains 35% AP, so quite beneficial to do in terms of, if you've got the right setup, he's going to get his rush just the same sort of amount of time. On a defense team, he definitely will, so that'll be really nice. It has got an initial cooldown of 2. Biggest issue on a defense team, of course, is on Walker Hordes at least, is that people are going to be able to ghost in and get past basically without getting any sort of attacks or any turns taken for this active skill to even go off. That's the big issue in Walker Hordes at the moment. When we look at the specialist skill, Collateral Damage 2, we haven't seen this utilized too much. This is a Generation 2 character. I think it's this first strong character within 6 stars that has got Collateral 2. So that's kind of cool. It will work on both of those separate attacks on his rush as well. So he can effectively hit this collateral damage twice, which is great. But it's when this character performs a critical attack on an enemy, they will deal splash damage, 100% damage attack to up to 3 adjacent enemies. Collateral can be pretty nice. I don't think it's super spectacular these days, but the fact that his attack stat is so high, it's going to be nice. And obviously because it actual proc on his rush as well, potentially he could do a lot of damage, huge amounts of damage. And this guy could be a lot of fun. I think he's got a lot of usability in various parts of the game. He's going to be pretty much useful everywhere as a damage dealer, as long as 6 stars are a thing. And I think if you manage to get your hands on him, you're not going to be too disappointed. The downside, of course, is he is just pure damage, and then when he kills somebody, there is a potential they will get revived. That is obviously the downside. If you've got someone who's got 100% heal block, that will be very useful in combination with Mike. Someone like Dale, for instance, if you can get Mike and Dale behind a Alice leader, that triple effect will be really nice, because obviously Alice's buff is just huge, and the amount of damage output will actually boost the collateral damage too. He has not got an attached weapon, so you can put whatever weapon you want in his hands, so you can already have that 40% weapon just ready to go in terms of getting that maximum damage output, which is pretty good. He is a promo character, like I said. He is available to pull right now. I think he's pretty nice. I don't think he's super overpowered. It's just a different combination of what we already have. And I think it's nice to see characters like this come out. Hopefully they do this more often, where they go back to older characters and just bring out different combinations of stuff rather than having to go to new stuff, really ridiculous stuff consistently. Like, for instance, I've said this a couple of times, there are quite a few leader skills that aren't in promos that you should just put in promos and have it with, more promo adrenaline rushes. Just not too ridiculous, but just more promo adrenaline rushes, just to promote a different leader skill. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It can just be a nice little combination. Like, for instance, you could have Donnie lead with just a different adrenaline rush. You know, a lot of people like to use Donnie at the moment, so it's a good selling point, and it's because he's a leader. But that's the end of my video, guys. Do tell me what you think about Mike. Are you going to pull for him? I might do a sneaky 10 pull, but that's because of something else that's popped up, and I'll make another video about that. But this character he just looks cool. I think he's got all-round usability, and I like him a lot. But that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.